What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Rocky Mountain Rancher. Hey, I just thought I would do a quick little video. Well, it actually ended up being like 20 minutes, but a little video. I always see this question on the CAPRI Camper Facebook page, and I've seen it on some other truck camper pages as well, but the best way to winterize your camper. Now, unfortunately, as you can tell, in the Rockies, it's October. It could snow at any moment, and it's actually been getting pretty cold lately. It's supposed to freeze this weekend, so unfortunately, I think it's that time where we are going to winterize the camper and winterize everything. So I thought I would do a quick little video. I've had 4, 5, 6, I don't even know, CAPRI campers in my life. I love these things. They're awesome. You can see I made a couple other vlogs in the past of tours of my campers and campers I've rebuilt and all kinds of CAPRI stuff. So if you like that, go ahead and check out the rest of those videos. But this one specifically is for winterizing your CAPRI camper. Now, disclaimer, I am not a professional camper dude, okay? This is just what has worked for me. I'm sure there's going to be people on the internet, hey, this is right, this is wrong, you do this, you do that, you do that. Shut up, okay? This is how it's worked for me, and it's worked awesome. Really simple, really easy. You just need a blowout plug and an air compressor, and you should be good to go. So I will show you step-by-step how I winterize my camper, because I'm going to winterize my camper today. So if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you get something out of it. If you don't know how to winterize your camper, this should apply to any truck camper. When I had a bumper pull camper, this is how I winterized it as well. I just don't like the RV antifreeze. For some reason, it may be a mixture between our well water and the RV antifreeze or whatever else, but every time I've done antifreeze, it just stinks. It smells weird. It sits in the line for months, and then it just has a funky odor. It takes forever to flush it out. When it sits in that hot water heater, it stinks. So I'm just not a fan of it. I think blowing it out has been way easier, way better, and you don't have to worry about anything. So this is how I winterize my CAPRI camper. I'm glad you're here. Let's ride. So first things first, what are you going to need to winterize your camper? Really pretty simple. I got me a brand new blowout valve. I had another one like this. It's plastic. I like this one better because it actually has the little nipple so you can put your air compressor right on it. That will go into your city water hookup. We'll do that, but first things first, we need to drain the tank. Now, CAPRI, I don't know, maybe they do it. Like I said, this is a 2017 model, but on mine, they didn't have a drain feature, so I actually had to add mine. So what you can do, if you look down here in your tank, you will see where I have put, let's see if I can get the camera to focus, that little blue pipe fitting is already in your tank. I believe they're in all these freshwater tanks. So, stupid thing isn't focusing again. Okay, there we go. So you can actually get the fitting, the pipe fitting, with an on-off valve that will fit and plumb right into that. There's a cap, you unscrew the cap, you put your new fitting with your on-off valve on there, and then run yourself some clear hose, like I've done, and get yourself enough, I don't know what it is, I think it was like 12 feet or something, and run it right here so it goes out onto the ground. Obviously you want it lower than the tank, so I had mine about this long, and then I actually put another safety valve. Since I leave this on here all the time, I leave the valve and everything on even in the summer when I'm using it. So I've already got this one primed. Sometimes you got to siphon it and suck on it a little bit, and let's see if I can do this with one hand. I've already got the water flowing out of this one, but you can see it works really well. Works really well. Once you start pulling the water, let gravity do the rest, and just drain the whole tank. So that's what we're doing right now. While I'm draining the tank, come over to your hot water heater. This, as you can see, I write it on here just because I always forget it. So you could scratch it in there like I did, but 1 1/16". I just dropped it. Damn it. There we go. 1 1/16" socket is what you need. So you do need an extender too, because You just need an extender. I've already broke this thing loose. But go ahead and drain your hot water heater tank. So, and just let her rip. This is also a good time to, if you're like me, you got some hard water, go ahead and scrape all this crap off your rod here. That's what she said. Go ahead and clean this up. Now, I actually have an old rod. Since we're just putting this away for the winter, I will keep this, and I only use this rod. You'll see when these things get beat up, they basically disappear. But this is my good summer plug rod. Antidote, I think, anoid, or I don't know what the hell they're called. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So I save this crappy one. And this basically just, see, this is what they look like when they start to get eaten up. And that's what you want. That means they're doing their job. But I will save, and when we get this thing drained out, I will put this rod in for the winter, because it's basically just a plug to keep the mice out. So the tank's going to be empty. My winter rod's going to be in. I'm going to clean that one up, put it in here, and put it in. That way, when I unwinterize this thing next May, we'll put the good brand new rod in. Just a little trick I've learned over the years that seems to help pretty good. So go ahead and let all this stuff drain. As you can see, I'm still got my freshwater tank draining, and we got the hot water heater draining. So that's what we got to do right now. So you can see all this crap built up here. I usually just take my knife or screwdriver or whatever, and just get all this calcium built up off so she's nice and clean, ready to go for next year. All right, so got my new good real summer rod put away, cleaned up, put away, and I will take it and just store it right here. And remember it next summer when we put water back in this thing. Okay, next thing I like to do while you're still waiting on the water to drain, which it looks like it is almost drained, go ahead and put you a blower gun on here on the end of your compressor. Full blast. It'll blow in your face. Just blow the crap out of everything. Just blow. Just trying to get all. Right? I told myself I wasn't going to say that's what she said in this video, but I just can't stop saying it. Anyway, go ahead and all that water, the less water you have in there, the better, obviously, because you don't want things to freeze. And up here, it gets cold. This will actually help out blow a bunch of the deposits that are in the bottom of the tank too. Like I said, it probably would be fine not blowing it out. I've done it in the past not blowing it out, but I just like to have the least amount of water I can in everything in here, just because it'll be 20 below this year. So try and get most of that water out of there. Like I said, disclaimer here, folks, I am not a professional. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but I know that this has worked for me, and I've had a CAPRI for a long time, and this has always worked great for me. So this is how I do it. It may not be the right way to do it, but this is how I do it, and it does work well for me. So anyway, get all that blown out, and I'd say you're pretty well good to go. We're going to put the plug, our winter plug, back in the hot water heater. Okay. Plug is in. You don't have to get it super tight, but get it tight enough. So we are good to go. We are done with the hot water heater for right now. So put everything back away. Put your lid back closed again. Okay, next thing, go ahead and get your drain if you've decided to make one of these drains. The other thing I was going to tell you guys too is if you don't have a drain like this, and you don't want to do a drain like this, I would highly recommend it. But if you don't want to do it, your other option, which sucks, is, these tanks come out, so you just have to disconnect everything and then literally pull the tank out and go drain it. Take the tank to the
to the doorway and drain it like that. Obviously, that's a good way to get it all drained out too. But I really would highly recommend putting you in one of these little ball valves. I mean, it works awesome. I can't remember the exact pipe fitting size, but it's the same size, whatever this is. So I think what I did was undid this hose and then took this black fitting out, took it to the hardware store, and got me what I needed to make that ball valve and this hose. Okay, I forgot to tell you guys one other little trick. Especially this works great if you're if you have the hose system, if you make the hose system like I did. Actually get in here and reach up and prop this tank up so that it's sitting. All that water is going to be running. All that water is going to be running down to your drain. So that will help. Now that I should have done that before I lost my flow, but we'll see if I can get more here. Maybe anything. Oh, come on. You make a liar out of me now? Okay, well, I couldn't get a whole lot more, even with tipping it up. Like I said, as it's flowing, you know you got a good flow going, tip it up and then let it flow out. But anyway, we're good to go here. So what I will do is turn off the ball valve. Okay, once you've got all your water out of your hose, got everything, got your valve turned off, go ahead and, sorry, hard to do with one hand again, wrap all this back up. This is another reason I like doing this. It kind of coils up nicely and you can just store it right there. So everything's off, everything's good. You got your tank as drained as you can possibly get it without actually unplugging everything. So now your plug is back in your hot water heater. Go ahead and turn on your pump, your 12-volt pump, and see if you got any more water in your lines, which you should have some water in the lines. I usually like to take this out too. Just, here we go. So that would all be water that would freeze and break your pipes, so you don't want that. And I'm sure it's probably bad to run these motors like this, and you're probably gonna burn them out. I'm sure there's some dudes telling me that's how you ruin them, but you gotta let the pump do its job and get all the water it can get out of the line as well. So I will do it here, and then I will also come over, get your shower line, and I will actually usually go ahead and unscrew your shower head, run your line out of the camper, and go ahead and turn on your shower as well. Get your damn curtain out of your way. Go ahead and turn this on as well. See, that's all water that would freeze and break some lines. So you can kind of rotate them. See, that's good. That's what we want. That's the winterizing process right there, guys. Go ahead and turn this one off and just let this one run. Like I said, all we're trying to do is get all the water out of every single hose and pipe and fitting in here. And I will also turn on the hot, turn off the cold, and see if you can get any water out of the hot water lines. See, that's all water that you want out of there as well. So even though we drained the tank, there was still some water from the hot water line in there that would freeze, so we don't want that. See, that's good stuff right there. So go ahead, and the pump is still going, still pushing all that water out of the lines with just the pump. So that's good. Go ahead and turn on your kitchen one. Turn off your shower. Let this one run. So this is clearing, in my mind, the water from the pump to all the fixtures. So we're also still going to blow out the actual camper using the blowout valve. But I just like to do this, just let the pump do its job. Even though it's probably running it dry and it's probably not good, I realize that, but I'd rather replace a pump than the whole hose system in this thing. So there we go. I think we're good. I'm not going to run the pump as much any more than I have to, so go ahead and turn the pump off. Turn everything back off. Now, turn these off. Now we're going to do the fun part, the blowout valve. Now this is kind of a little more important just because you really don't want to put too much pressure to this thing. So go ahead and take your blowout valve, go to your city water connection, screw her in there. That's what she said. Okay, last one, I'm sorry. Go ahead and screw it in there. Now, from what I understand, 20 to 25 PSI is what you're gonna want running through this thing. Now, I used to have a piece of shit air compressor, so it really didn't matter. However, we did upgrade to a nicer air compressor that has a lot of juice, enough to run a power tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the valve just barely on, just enough to get me some water, some air going. Okay, so like I said, got me a nice badass air compressor here. So I'm just gonna have it off, and then I'm barely gonna turn my valve on. Just give me just like, that's full, that's half. I'm just gonna take just a touch, maybe an eighth. So I just have a little bit of air flowing through the line. Like I said, you don't want any more than 25. If you have a regulator and you can set your actual pressure, then you want to do that. Next, before you actually hook it up to your camper, turn on at least one line. So right now I got my cold turned on. You don't want to put air to this thing with none of your fixtures being on. So let's see what we got here. Go ahead and hook her up. There we go. That's all good. That's what we want. They say to work from the farthest faucet out, which would actually be the shower. So anyway. That's my cold shower. Always have at least one valve on. So right now I'll just let the shower go. I'll turn on the hot. See, we got some more water out of the hot line. I'll just kind of rotate back and forth. And I'll turn on my fixture one, and I will turn off these ones. I'm just kind of rotating back and forth, getting all the water out of the line. Sometimes I will also turn on the pump at the same time. Get all kinds of water moving through these lines. This is what you want. No more water running through here. No more water running through here. I'll turn off the kitchen ones. So we're good to go here, folks. I feel really good about that. I take this off, this shower head off, and I just leave it off. Either that or I'll blow it out and I'll put it back together. Off my compressor. There we go. We should be good to go, y'all. Like I said, we shouldn't have any more anything going on in there. I will go ahead and put all this back together just so I know that it's put together right. If I can do it with one hand. It's always good to clean that little screen out anyway. It always gets crap built up in there. So I have that on there, and then I do turn these off for the winter, just cause. Turn those off, turn these off. And I will also, since I'm here and I got the power and I got the air, I'll hook my blower back up and I'll just kind of blow everything out. Blow that out. Go ahead and blow all the air out of your shower head so they don't crack and break this winter. Hard to do with one hand. Go ahead and shake it out. Like I said, all the water, we just want all the water gone. So, all right, so I know this is probably a way longer video, but hopefully somebody got something out of it. Like I said, turn all your stuff off. Put your shower features back together. Turn these off. Go ahead and put in your summer rod back in storage. Your drain hose back in storage. Go ahead and take a look. Make sure that when you're running air through everything, like I got all the water out of these hoses, all the water running to this hose, to your little filter basket. I had the pump running at the same time, so there shouldn't be any water in the pump. Now, a lot of people take the pump out for the winter. You could do that too. I usually don't, because then you got to mess with putting it all back together again. And this has worked for me. So I feel pretty good about all the air I had running through here and the pump running. Any water that's in there shouldn't be enough to really hurt anything, in my experience. Put everything back together. Leave all this here. Turn your pump off. Don't forget to turn your pump off. That's how you burn your pump up, when you leave it on all winter. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do some winter camping too, but... So yeah, so that's how you winterize your Capri camper. Hopefully you got something out of this. It's just my redneck Rocky Mountain Rancher way to do this. But like I said, it's always worked for me. And hopefully that helps you guys out. I know a lot of people ask how they do it. Also, one quick little tip. Don't forget, if you are going to put this thing away for the winter, check your refrigerator, okay? Check your darn refrigerator. Make sure you don't have any beer or soda in there or anything that's going to freeze and break, because it will freeze and break and explode, and then it'll thaw out and it'll be everywhere and it'll be a total mess. Don't ask me how I know. How do I know? Because I know, okay? Anyway, hope you guys got something out of that video. I know that would be helpful to me if I didn't know how to do this already. So hopefully we'll see you guys camping this winter. Thanks for watching.